Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's MLB slate on Tuesday, July the 1st. We got a full 15 game slate here for Tuesday, Taco Tuesday on Prizepicks, so we'll have some discounts on Prizepicks this afternoon, usually around 12 Eastern on noon, at noontime, on Tuesday. That's usually when they drop the first discount, and then like 3 hours later, they'll drop another discount, and then they usually post another discount later that night. So be on the lookout for those Taco Tuesday discounts. If you want to, you can take the plays I give out in this video, pair those with some of the Taco Tuesday discounts when they do get posted. Hopefully, none of these lines will have bumped, but there's obviously a chance that these lines do get bumped because I do record these videos the night before. And most of the time, when I post these videos, by the time the game starts, the lines are not where they're going to be. The lines are going to be bumped from the time I post them to the time when the game start. That's just how it goes. You got to be quick. You got to get these plays in. Hopefully, you guys have notifications on. Turn on those notifications so that way you get notified every time I upload. But we've got 3 plays for today, for Tuesday. We're going to break down these 3 plays, talk about why I like them, giving you guys kind of a first look at the board. I'm recording this video on Monday night, so first look at the board. 3 plays. We'll go ahead and break those down. Now, before we do talk through our plays for today, guys, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button as well, and make sure you guys are signed up for Prizepicks. If you don't have a Prizepicks account, use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 instantly added to your account, so easy way to get your bankroll built up on Prizepicks. Use that code NOAH if you have not signed up yet. And then also, we do have a partnership with Sleeper, so I want to shout out Sleeper as well. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can download the Sleeper app, use promo code NOAH, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. So whatever you put in on that first deposit, Sleeper will match it up to $100. You want to put in $100, they'll give you an additional $100 to play with. And if you guys don't know what Sleeper is, they're a DFS pick'em app similar to Prizepicks where you just pick more or less on player projections. You build out your lineup. You can do up to an 8-pick lineup on Sleeper, win up to 100x your money. Definitely go check them out, guys. And again, use that code NOAH if you have not signed up for Sleeper. But yeah, I want to recap our plays from our video on Monday before we talk through our plays here for Tuesday. So we gave out 2 picks Monday and went 2-0. So hopefully you guys did tail. Junior Caminero, we took over 5.5 fantasy score. He hit a home run, I think in like the 4th or 5th inning. I want to say in like his 2nd or 3rd at bat, hit a home run, cashed his fantasy score. And then we took Trevor Rogers under 2.5 earned runs allowed, which was looking pretty sweat-free until I think the 6th inning. Trevor Rogers allowed a walk. Then he gave up a 2-run home run. And I was hoping they were going to pull him after that, so he would finish with 2 runs allowed. They actually let him face another batter. Luckily he got that batter out, and then they pulled him after that. So he gave up 2 runs. We had under 2.5. So both the plays cashed on Monday. Bounced back after a tough day on Sunday. We love to see that, and hopefully we can keep it going here for this slate on Tuesday. So we got 2 hitter props I like for today, and then we have a pitcher prop. So we're going to talk about the hitter props first. And the first prop I like, a hitter fantasy score. We're going to take Riley Green for more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score. So I like this matchup for Riley Green going up against Trevor Williams. Trevor Williams this season has really struggled, especially against left-handed hitters. Left-handed hitters have had a ton of success against Trevor Williams. Lefties are batting .373 with a .415 on base percentage and a .517 slug against Williams. And then if we look at some of like his stats, like at home this year against lefties, he's been bad at home, giving up a I think he's given up like a 374 average against lefties at home. He's given up, or he has a really low strikeout rate as well against lefties, 13.3%. Has a higher walk rate against lefties. He's just been really bad against lefties. So I think the lefties for Detroit are in a pretty good spot here. And Riley Green I specifically like in this matchup. We look at Trevor Williams' pitch mix. Trevor Williams pretty much throws 5 pitches, but his 2 primary pitches that he uses the most are fastball and sweeper. And those are 2 pitches that Riley Green has hit well this season. Versus fastballs, Riley Green's batting .276 with a .483 slug. And then versus sweepers, he's batting .273 with a .682 slug. So he's hit both those pitches well. And even if we look at Trevor Williams' secondary pitches, he does throw a changeup about 12% of the time, throws a sinker about 8% of the time, and then a slider about 8% of the time. Versus changeups this season, Riley Green's still been good. .313 average, 521 slug versus sinkers. He's been solid versus sinkers, 313 average, 417 slug, and then versus sliders, Riley Green been a little bit worse against sliders, 250 average, 550 slug, but that's slider is Trevor Williams' least used pitch. So I do think this matchup sets up really well for Riley Green, just with how much Trevor Williams has struggled against lefties. And like we said, Trevor Williams doesn't really strike out a lot of lefties. He has just a 13% strikeout rate against left-handed hitters. And one of the knocks on Riley Green is that he will strike out a lot. He does have a very high strikeout rate, 29.9%. But in this matchup, facing a pitcher like Williams, who has a very low strikeout rate, doesn't really strike a lot of guys out, doesn't really get a lot of swings and misses, I just think this sets up as such a good spot for Riley Green. Tigers have a team total over 5 runs today, so they're expected to put up some runs here. Like this matchup for Riley Green, we're going to take him for more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score. And then the next prop I like is another hitter fantasy score, and we're going to go to the Rockies and Astros game. So we got a game in Coors Field, and for those of you that are unaware, Coors Field is the best hitter's ballpark. It is always played as the best hitter's ballpark. It's because of the altitude, playing in Denver and in the mountains. The ball just carries more in Coors Field. I think that Coors Field also has like a much wider outfield, so it's easier to get doubles and triples in Coors Field. And I'm looking at Jose Altuve's 7.5 hitter fantasy score, and I also like the over here. So we're going to take Jose Altuve for more than 7.5 hitter fantasy score. Now, as you can see, these Astros bats did get a little bit of a bump due to Coors Field. Normally, Altuve's fantasy score would be like 6.5. Normally, Jake Myers would be like 5.5, 6.5. Normally, Paredes would be like 5.5, 6.5. Same with Cam Smith. So they did bump the lines a little bit for Coors Field, but I don't know if they bumped them enough. I think Altuve's line should probably be like 8.5, 9.5. Altuve this season, he's not had his best season by any means. He's actually kind of been bad this season. But if you look at his numbers against right-handed pitching, his numbers against right-handed pitching have still been really good. He's hitting for average, 272 average against righties. Altuve's actually struggled a lot against left-handed pitching this season, which is kind of surprising because Altuve, I want to say, historically has been really good against left-handed pitching. But against right-handed pitching this season, he has been solid, 272 average. And then if we look at some of his other metrics, 331 on base percentage, 429 slug, 760 OPS, 112 WRC plus. Not hitting for much power this year. Like I think Altuve, I don't know how many home runs he has, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a lot of home runs this year. His power has definitely dropped. For a hitter his size, like he used to actually be a guy that has a good amount of power, but like this season, he's only hit 13 home runs, but he can steal some bases. He's got 6 stolen bases. It's just a really good spot though, playing in this ballpark in Coors Field. This is a spot that sets up really well for the Astros to put up some runs. Because if we look right now, the Astros do have the highest team total on the slate, and I would expect that to stick, pretty much the rest of the day. They got a 6.6 implied team total, so the Astros are expected to score like 6 to 7 runs here. And if they're scoring that many runs, you would think Altuve is going to be contributing to that. And if we look at this matchup against Chase Dollander, so Chase Dollander is a top pitching prospect for the Rockies. He hasn't pitched a ton this season, I don't believe. I think he's made like 8 or 9 starts, I want to say. No, he's actually made 13 starts. So he actually has pitched a little bit more than I thought. But he's made 13 starts this year. He's been okay on the road, but he's been really bad at home in Coors Field. And it makes sense because pitching in Coors Field is just such a tough ballpark to pitch in. It's the best hitter's park. You look at this season on the road, Chase Dollander's ERA, 4.25. At home, it's double that, 8.54 ERA at home. Teams are hitting 306 off Dollander with a 376 on base percentage and a 550 slug at home. So clearly, Dollander has really struggled pitching in Coors Field. It makes sense for him to struggle pitching in Coors Field. So I think this is a good spot to target some of these Astros bats. I like Altuve a lot in this spot. He's had good splits against right-handed pitching this year. Although he's had a down season, he has still hit right-handed pitching well. And I think he matches up well against Chase Dollander's pitches. So Chase Dollander, he relies heavily on his fastball. He's throwing his fastball almost half the time, 49.5% of the time. Chase Dollander's throwing his fastball, and then he'll mix in a curveball. He throws about 22% of the time, a cutter 11%, changeup 9%, and then he has a sinker that he throws about 7% of the time. But by far, his top 2 most used pitches are fastball and curveball, and fastball is what he relies really heavily on. And Altuve's always been a great fastball hitter. this season against fastballs. He's batting .327 with a .538 slug. It's definitely been the pitch that he's hit best this season is fastball. And historically, throughout his career, Altuve's always had great numbers against fastballs. So I think this matchup sets up really well for him. Like the spot for Altuve, going to take him for more than 7.5 hitter fantasy score. And then the third and final prop that I do like is going to be a earned runs allowed prop. And we're going to take Shane Smith for more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. So it's a really, really difficult spot here for Shane Smith going on the road to face the Dodgers. The Dodgers, to no surprise, one of the best offenses in the league, if not the best offense this season. And if we look at their splits against right-handed pitching, the Dodgers have been, probably the best offense in the league against right-handed pitching this season. They lead the league in WRC+. They rank second in batting average, first in on-base percentage, second in slugging, first in OPS, third in ISO, and like I said, they lead the league in WRC+. And if we look at their splits at home against right-handed pitching, I want to say the Dodgers have been even better. At home against right-handed pitching, first in average, first in on-base percentage, first in slugging, first in OPS, first in ISO, first in WRC+. Like, they've been the best team at home against right-handed pitching this season, the Dodgers have. Dodger Stadium, it's a decent hitter's park, and it's been playing at it, I want to say, as a pretty decent hitter's park the last few seasons. It's going to be 74 degrees in LA tomorrow, which not super hot temperatures, but winds will be blowing out a little bit, which should help. And you look, the Dodgers have a 5.6 implied team total tonight. So Vegas, they're expecting the Dodgers to put up like 5 to 6 runs here. If the Dodgers are putting up that many runs, you would think probably half of those runs are going to be against Shane Smith, if not maybe more of those. Last 2 starts, Shane Smith has allowed 5 runs in back-to-back starts, just really been struggling. Shane Smith this year, he's been an okay pitcher, but he's definitely not been great. He's got a 4.09 expected ERA. Not a guy that has much strikeout stuff, 21% K rate, which ranks below league average. And if you're going to have success against this Dodgers offense, you've got to be able to get strikeouts, because the Dodgers just have too many good hitters that put the ball in play, that can make hard contact. If you're not able to get swings and misses, if you're not able to miss bats, you're just not going to have much success pitching against the Dodgers offense. And Shane Smith this season has struggled, get missing bats. Like I said, below league average strikeout rate, very low chase rate. So not a guy that gets a lot of swings and misses on pitches outside the strike zone. His chase percentage just ranks in the 10th percentile. He also will walk batters. He has a nearly 10% walk rate, which ranks well below league average. If you're giving up walks to the Dodgers, we know they're a very patient offense. I think they actually have the highest walk rate this season. That's going to put runners on base. That's going to allow for guys like Ohtani or Freddie Freeman, whoever may be, Mookie, to drive guys in and get runs allowed on Shane Smith. And something that I do like to see is that Shane Smith, he's had a pretty long leash. Like, you look at his last start, he only pitched 2 innings because he got destroyed. He gave up 5 runs. But the start before that, he threw 87 pitches, he threw 89 pitches, 85, 86. Like, they'll let him go 5, maybe 6 innings. Obviously, if he pitches 6 innings, that's probably not good for us, because if he pitches 6 innings, that probably means he's pitching well. But even if he gives up some, walks, some hits in the first inning, they're not going to just be quick to pull him. They'll leave him out there. Again, he gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks to the Diamondbacks before they finally pulled him after 2 innings and 64 pitches. So I like to see that kind of leash as well. I think that makes it, gives us a better chance to cash this over on Shane Smith. And, if he does struggle out the gate, I don't think they're just going to be super quick to pull him. I think they'll let him kind of stay out there and try and work his way through it. But against this Dodgers offense, who's been so good this season against right-handed pitching, especially at home, this does feel like a spot where Shane Smith probably struggles, and I do like him to allow more than 2.5 earned runs here. So these are our 3 picks, guys, that we're going to take for this MLB slate on Tuesday. Riley Green, we're taking for more than 6.5 hitter fantasy score. Jose Altuve, we're taking for more than 7.5 hitter fantasy score. And Shane Smith, we're taking for more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. So we got 3 plays here for Tuesday, and let's see if we can go 3-0. We went 2-0 on our 2 plays on Monday. Let's try and run it back and get another sweep here on Tuesday. But as always, guys, appreciate you watching these Prizepicks videos. Appreciate your support. Make sure that you guys hit that like button down below. If you enjoy these Prizepicks videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys don't have an account over on Prizepicks, go sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH when you do. When you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code, place your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 instantly added to your account. Easy way to get your bankroll built up on Prizepicks. Make sure to check them out if you guys have not yet. But That's all that I got for tonight. Let's try and win some money again on this slate, guys. Appreciate your support as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.